Now we are considering the another example 2, which we try to find out the optimal solution by using the MODI method. For the MODI method, we are considering the another example, that is the example 2. With the help of the initial, first we find out the initial basic feasible solution, then with the help of the MODI method, we find out the optimal solution by improving the step by step. Find the initial basic feasible solution by using the northwest corner rule, and hence find the optimum solution and minimum total cost of the transportation problem. And a transportation problem is given, transportation cost is given, available is 40, 60 and 50, and demand is 20, 30, 50 and 50. There is the 4 destination and the 3 origins. Solution. First we have to check it is a balanced transportation problem or unbalanced. Sum of available is summation I is equal to 1 to 3 is equal to summation of bj, j equal to 1 to 4 is equal to 150. So both the value is the 150. So this is a balanced transportation problem. Since it is a balanced transportation problem, so we can use the northwest corner rule to find the initial basic feasible solution. Now by using the northwest corner rule, easily we can find out the initial basic feasible solution. Since 20 is the demand and 40 is the available, so easily we can allocate here the 20. As soon as we allocate the 20, this 20 is exhausted, and here we left the 20. Since here we left the 20, we move to the right in the same row. So here is 20 available, here is the 30 available. So what we will get? We can allocate in the cell 1, 2 is the minimum is 20. So this is available 40 is exhausted and demand is there 10. So since there is the demand is 10 and available is 0, so we move to the downwards in the same column. Now how much we can allocate here? 10 is there and 60 is there. So we can allocate here the 10. Since the demand is exhausted and the available is 50. So you have to move in the same row in the rightward direction. Now, rightward direction. How much is available is there? 50, and demand also the 50. So 50 and 50 is exhausted and allocated in the cell 2, 3. Now there is no available and there is no demand. So we have to move to the diagonally in the cell 3, 4, and we have to check how much available and how much demand is there. Since there is demand and available, both are the same, so we are allocating here 50. Now, question is that how many allocated cell is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it should be m plus n minus 1. That means 3 plus 4 minus 1 the 6. So one allocation is less. It is not satisfying the number of allocations to be. So this is a degenerate basic feasible solution. Whatever the solution we got, this is a degenerate basic feasible solution. So we have to resolve it by allocating a small value epsilon, whose value lies between 0 and 1, in the least cost cell, but not forming a loop. We can allocate here We can allocate here. If we allocate here, this is not forming a loop. This is the low cost, least cost. 6, 5 and 6. So we can allocate here also, we can allocate here also, we can allocate here. But we have to put it in the independent cell, that it should not form a loop. You have to put in such a way that it should not form a loop. Since the number of allocations n is equal to 5, less than n plus n minus 1, hence the solution is degenerate. To find the non-negative, non-degenerate initial basic feasible solution, we allocate epsilon. It is lies between 0 and 1 in the unoccupied least cost cell in such a manner that this solution should not form a loop, so that all solutions are independent. We allocate epsilon at the least cost independent cell 3, 3. 3, 3. That is not forming a loop. You can put it here also. So you can try with that another way. So this is our, now the number of allocations is the 6. Capital N equal to 6 and n plus n minus 1 equal to 6. Now we can choose the EY and Vj by applying the Murdy method that we are considering in the next table. By using the Murdy method, or we can say the UV method, we are calculating the U, Y and Vj. We are considering Uy equal to 0 and we are calculating Uy and Vj by using the formula Cij is equal to Uy plus Vj. Now I am considering here U1 equal to 0, so move this way. This is the allocation, cost is 6, so V2 will be the 6. Because 6 plus 0 equal to 6. Cij is 6, this is E1 and this is V2 and this is C12. C12 is corresponding to the column 2 and row 1. U1 equal to 0. So by using this formula, Cij is equal to Y plus Vj. So this is 6. Now in the same row, there is the another allocations is there 20 in the 1 1 cell. So Vj will be, V1 will be the 4 because 4 plus 0 equal to 4. As soon as we got the V2 equal to 6, with the help of this, here is the Cij is equal to 8, V2 is equal to 6, so U2 will be 2 because 2 plus 6 is equal to 8. So 8 minus 6 equal to 2. As soon as this is 2, with the help of the another allocation in the cell 2, 3, cost is 6. This is 2, this is 6, so this should be the 4 because 4 plus 2 equal to 6, or we can say V3 equal to 6 minus 2. Since this is 4, in the same column, our allocation, dummy allocation, epsilon in the cell 3, 3, cost is 6. So 6 minus 4 equal to 2. So U3 is equal to 2. As U3 is equal to 2 in the same row, in the 3, 4, cost is 8. So 6 minus 2 is equal to 6. 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. So V4 is equal to 6. Now we got all Uy. U1 equal to 0, U2 is equal to 2, and U3 is equal to 2. And V1 is equal to 4, V2 is equal to 6, V3 is equal to 4, and V4 is equal to 6. We got all Uy and Vj. Now we have to calculate the delta Ij by using the formula Cij minus Ey plus Vj. This is for the unoccupied cell calculation. That is the net evaluation. Delta ij is our the net evaluation calculation. Formula is Cij minus Ey plus Bj. See, in the first row, if we consider, this is the unoccupied cell, this is unoccupied cell. Cost is 8. This is our the V3 is 4 and U1 is 0. So 8 minus 4 equal to 4. Here 6 is there. So 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. Another unoccupied cell is 2, 1. V1 is 4 and U2 is equal to 2. So 4 plus 2 is the 6. 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. So here 1 delta Ij is 0. And here this delta Ij is equal to 7 minus 6 plus 2. That means 7 minus 8 is equal to minus 1. Here V1 equal to 4. U3 is equal to 2. So 5 minus 6 is minus 1. 6 plus 2 is 8. 7 minus 8 is minus 1. So in this table, we found that all delta Ij not greater than equal to 0. 1 is 0, few were positive and few were negative. From the negative, we have to find out the most negative. This is negative, this is negative, this is negative. So in this case, we are considering this negative cell to forming the loop. We can consider this also to forming the loop. We can consider this also, like this way, forming a loop. We can choose anyone. We can choose this also. This way. No, not this way. This is the loop they can form if we consider this. So this and this forming a loop. If we consider this is forming a loop. If we consider this one, so this, and this. So every corner present the allocation, starting with this. Here we are considering this 3, 2. That means we are considering this. So we are put it here the plus theta, then alternately minus theta, plus theta, and minus theta. Now we start the allocation from the this cell. So loop will be like that. This is from where we are starting, that is the unoccupied cell, and other corners should present the occupied cell. This is the one corner, this is one corner, this is one corner, and this will be with plus. That means we are adding here, subtracting here, adding here, subtracting here. So next, see. Now allocate the theta. Allocate the theta here. So this is our the loop. Now we have to calculate the our value of the theta. Now calculation of the value of the theta, we are considering where is the minus theta present. Here is the minus theta, here is the minus theta. So value of the theta will be minimum of 10 and epsilon. Epsilon is very, very small. That's why minimum of 10 and epsilon will be the epsilon. So theta equal to minimum of epsilon and 10 is equal to epsilon. So that should be added here. And it is minus from here, adding here, and minus from here. So this cell becomes empty and epsilon shifted there. Now 10 minus epsilon, since epsilon is very small, this will be the 10. Now 50 plus epsilon will be the 50 because epsilon is very small. and this become will be empty cell and epsilon shifted here. So we will get the next table. Now this is our the new allocation. Just epsilon is shifted from here to there. So this is again we have to consider the U1. Let us consider U1 equal to 0, and we try to find out the value of U2 and U3 and V1, V2, V3, V4 by using the formula Cij is equal to Uy plus Vj. Cij is equal to Uy plus Vj. I am considering here U1 equal to 0. That is the two allocations is there. So this is 4, this will be 4. This is 6, this will be 6. Since this is 6 and there is the allocation and this is 7, so this should be the 1. And since this is 1, this is 8, this should be the 7. Now this is 2, this is the allocation, this is 6, so this should be the 4. So we got all the values of V and U's. So Ei and Vj we got. Now we can calculate the delta Ij, that is the net evaluation, by using the formula delta Ij is equal to Cij minus Ui plus Vj. This is 4 because 4 plus 0 is 4, 8 minus 4 is 4. This is 8 and this is 7 and this is 0. 7 plus 0 is 7, 8 minus 7 is 1. Here 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 minus 6 is 0. Here 7 plus 2 is 9, 7 minus 9 is minus 2. This is the unoccupied cell. In this case 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 minus 5 equal to 0. Here 4 plus 1 is the 5, so 6 minus 5 is the 1. So all delta Ij are not greater than equal to 0. Few are positive and 1 is negative and 2 are 0. Only one delta Ij is the negative. So we have to start the loop from here. So you can start the loop like that. So you have to add here the plus theta. Taking this, so here is the minus theta, here plus theta, here minus theta. Plus, minus, plus, minus. So these two will be in the minus theta cell. These two are the minus theta cell and these two are the plus theta cell. This will be on the line. This will be unaffected. We are not considering this for any situation. So this is 2, 4. So delta 2, 4 is minus 2. So we start the loop from here. Now move to the next. Plus theta, minus theta, plus theta, minus theta. This is the loop. Now minus is here where the allocation is 10. Minus is here where the allocation is 50. Now we have to find out the minimum of the value of the theta will be minimum of 10 and 50. Theta is equal to minimum of 10, 50 is equal to 10. Now, since the value of the theta is 10, theta to be added here. So epsilon plus 10 will be the 10 because epsilon is very small. And this cell will be empty. This will be increased by 10. This will be 60. And this will be decreased by 10. It will be 40. 20, 20, 50, 50 down, this will be 60, and this will be minus 10, 40, and this will be 10. See the next table. Hmm. 20, 20, we can check the 40, 50, 10. This is the 60. No, that 50 is on the line. This is our cell. So that 10 will be here. So 50, 10, this will be 40, and this will be 10. Now this is the new allocation, and from the new allocation again we are choosing U1 equal to 0. With the help of that, try to find out the value of V1 and V2. So V1 is the 4, V2 is equal to 6. Since this is 6 and this is 7, so this will be 1. Since this is 1 and this is 8, this would be the 7. And this is 7 and this is 7. So this is equal to 0, U2 equal to 0. And with the help of this, in the same row, there is the another allocation. This is 6, this is 0, U2 is 0. So V3 will be the 6. Now again we have to calculate the delta by using the formula delta ij is equal to Cij minus Ui plus Vj. This is the net evaluation. 0 plus 6, 6, 6 and 0. So this should be the 2. This is okay. 0, 6. So this should be the 2. 6, 0, 8 minus 6. This should be the 2. 8, 7 plus 0. This is 1. Okay. Now here 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. 8 minus 6 is the 2. Here this is 0. 4 plus 1, 5, 5 minus 5 is 0. Here 6 and 1, 7. So this is will be the minus 1. So this is our starting loop where we are allocating the plus theta. Here minus theta, plus theta, minus theta, plus theta, minus theta, plus theta, minus theta. So this will be our the loop. So this cell is 3, 3 is our the starting cell for the loop. Now plus theta, minus theta, plus theta, minus theta. So what would be the value of the theta? That you have to consider where the minus theta is there. So minimum of 40, 50 is equal to 40. So 40 will be minus from here. So this will be empty. And minus will be here. And it would be add here. And it would be add here. So this will be 40. This will be 10. This will be 50. And this will be empty. This is our the new allocation. 20, 20, 10, 50, 10, 40. Again, we are choosing U1 equal to 0, and with help of that, we are calculating this 2 is 4 and 6. Since this is 6 and this is the 7, that is the allocation is there. So U3 should be the 1. As U3 is 1 and allocation is 40 and the cost is 6. So V3 will be the 5. As V3 is 5, with the help of this allocation in 2, 3, cost is 6. So this will be 1. Since this is 1, this is 7, this is 6. So we got all U and V's value. Now we are calculating the net evaluation. Net evaluation is for the 1-3 cell. This is 5. So 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. 8 minus 6 is 2. 6 minus 5, 4 plus 1 is 5 is 1. 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 plus 1 is 7 is 1. Here 5 minus 4 plus 1 equal to 0, and 8 minus 6 plus 1 is 7 is equal to 1. So here we see all the delta ij greater than equal to 0, but only one delta ij equal to 0. So this is our the optimum table. So this is our the optimum table. So we can say the optimum solution of the given transportation problem is exists, and this is our the optimum solution. X11 is equal to 20, X12 is equal to 20, X23 is equal to 10, X24 is equal to 50, X32 is equal to 10, and X33 is equal to 40. Here number of allocations is 6. Capital N is equal to 6, and M plus N minus 1, that is 3 plus 4, that is 3 plus 4 minus 1 is equal to 6. So this is our non-degenerate optimal solution. Since all delta is greater than 0, but del 3 1 equal to 0. So this optimum solution is not unique. There is an alternate optimum solution. Now the optimum solution I already said, and remaining non-basic Xij is equal to 0. Here X11 is equal to 20, X12 is equal to 20, X23 is equal to 10, and X24 is equal to 50. X32 is equal to 10, and X33 is equal to 40. Now what is the minimum transportation cost? This is the minimum transportation cost that we got from this 4 into 20, 6 into 20, 6 into 10, 7 into 60, 7 into 50. Why it is 6? 7 into 50, 7 into 10, 6 into 40, that is 920 unit. So this is the complete solution of this transportation problem. By using the Modi method, we got the optimal solution and the minimum transportation cost we got. Now this solution we got by using the Tura software of the operations research. This is our the first solution whatever we got by using the Northwest Corner rule. Here instead of the epsilon they are using the 0 here. That is the dummy allocation. Then step by step we got the iteration table. This is the iteration table. They iterated with this help of that. Then improving the result and see how it is improving the result. What is the cost in this table? 980. In this table, what is the cost? 930. It is improving that the result. We can verify without the table. We can see. Now again it is improving. In the table is 930. In the step by step it is improving. 930 we can verify our the result. But they are considering the loop in the initially with the another cell. Finally, this is the final allocation. Since delta ij we got one delta ij we got equal to 0, so the optimum solution is not the unique. That's why they got the another alternate solution 10, 30, 10, 50, 40, 10. And but the transportation cost, minimum transportation cost is the 920. So this is the end of this process. So any problem we can verify with the help of the Tura software. This is basically using for the operations research problem. Next, if I get any time, then I give you the lecture how to use the TODA software or the solving the problem in related to the operations research.